Hey guys, this is Daisy Kane here, and welcome again to the Awkward Black Nerd podcast. Hopefully you guys have had a great week. Mine was pretty decent. It's just been a little bit busy and stuff though, between I'm doing a lot more freelance work now, and plus had a bunch of appointments today, but now I'm rambling. But that's why this episode is coming like a day late. However, I am excited to get started with this episode because this is an idea that I was thinking about towards the end of January, especially since this month is Black History Month. And then yesterday, my daughter and we had a little mini movie marathon, and I finally got her into the MCU and other comic book movies. Like, she's been kind of interested for a little bit, but it just kind of warmed my heart to see her really interested yesterday, and that kind of hits close to home, especially with this upcoming episode and the upcoming episodes for the rest of the month. I decided that for the month of February, being at Black History Month, I decided to discuss my favorite comic book characters of color, especially like Black female comic book characters, like some of the ones that all really do get overlooked but are total badasses, I personally think. And I thought that I should do this because I truly believe that representation matters, and especially in my age and growing up, there wasn't a lot of like superheroes that I really had a choice that looked like me and that I could look up to until that I really knew about until I became later as an adult. And today, especially today's topic, this character, I knew of her because I knew of Luke Cage, and I knew a little bit of her because my dad mentioned her, but I really didn't get an idea of who this character was until I was a little bit older. And she's actually one of my favorite female characters within the MCU, and I will be discussing her as well as more female characters. I'm going to try to do this twice a week because I have a decent list. It's just a matter of me making time to do the research and things like that. But for today's episode, I will be discussing the one and only Misty Knight. Born Mercedes Misty Knight, she was first mentioned in Marvel's premiere number 20 in January of 1975, and she actually appeared in the following issue. She was created by Tony Isabella and Arvell Jones, and she was inspired by the blaxploitation films such as Foxy Brown and Kofi and things like that, just so you guys get an idea, as well as the kung fu craze of the 70s. She is a former police officer of the NYPD, and to anybody that knows her story, she actually had her arm amputated after a bomb attack, and her really good friend Colleen Wing, who's a part of the Iron Fist series, actually helped her through her recovery. And as a thank you for her service, she actually receives a bionic arm from Tony Stark, who is the CEO of Stark Industries, aka Iron Man. And from there, her and Colleen opened a private eye agency, which will be named Nightwing Restorations Ltd. And further down the road, they have their own series, and they become a crime-fighting duo known as the Daughters of the Dragon. Now, from there, she will work closely with other characters like the X-Men, as well as the Heroes for Hire, which is Luke Cage, aka Power Man, as well as the Iron Fist. And she actually has a relationship with the Iron Fist throughout certain series. And actually, in 1977, they shared the first interracial kiss that was mentioned in mainstream comics, which I thought was pretty cool. And she also works with Valkyrie's Fearless Defenders and actually becomes their co-leader of the Fearless Defenders in 2013. And what I like about her is that her character is very no-nonsense, and she's is a total badass before she got the bionic arm. And she's just one of those women, she was an inspiration Fox. I love that she was pulled from Foxy Brown and things like that, but she wasn't sexually exploited and things like that. And I personally love her abilities. So she graduated at the top of her class in the police academy, and she is an awesome marksman. She actually has near perfect aim when it comes to firearms. She is also a highly skilled martial artist. She is proficient in hand-to-hand combat, and one of the cool abilities that she does have is that she's an amazing detective. Now, once she gets the bionic arm, she does gain superhero strength. However, because the arm is the only thing that is bionic on her, she's still human. The rest of her body is still human. So her superhuman strength is only limited to kinetic, crushing, and impact forces. So basically, if she can't use her back and her legs to like lift it, like if she can't lift like a heavy object like normally, then she's only like, that's where her strength is definitely limited. But another cool thing about the arm is that it actually she has control over magnetism, and it emits strong concussive blasts, as well as it releases a concentrated beam of cryogenic energy, which basically it covers the target in a blanket of ice from a distance. And the arm is actually made out of a special alloy, which is like an Antarctic vibranium. Anybody that knows what vibranium is, you know, Captain America's shield, and you know, that awesome metal that comes out of Wakanda. And it's also made out of a special blend of diamonds. So at a close range, it can liquefy the arm can actually liquefy any kind of known metals, including adamantium, which is the same metal that is in Wolverine. So like I said, the arm does blast. It has like superhero strength and things like that. And then also later down the road, she learns from Iron Man that her arm actually has technophonic capabilities, and she could do things like learning how to control a horde of like robots, which I thought was kind of cool too. And like I said, what I loved about this character is that she was very badass and she was very determined, and I like how she was like, I love how her and her friend Colleen just had this strong crime-fighting duo bond. So I thought that was neat. And to anybody that wants to get more familiar with her, and if you have Netflix, just look on Luke Cage as well as The Defenders, and she's played by an amazing actress, Simone Missick. And the TV series also like kind of varies from the comic books, you know, creative liberties. But in the TV series, she actually is a police officer in Harlem. And the only few changes about her character is that instead of her losing her arm in a bomb accident, she actually loses her arm by having it cut off by a member of the hand. And because like the TV series aren't 100% connected to the MCU movies, I mean, they're mentioned, but you know, for obvious reasons, they can't bring in a major character. So instead of Tony Stark giving her arm, she actually receives the bionic arm from Iron Fist. And then another change from the TV show is that, and on the TV show, her and Iron Fist don't really have a romantic connection. He has a connection with, I think he's more linked to Colleen Wing at that point. And she really doesn't have too many romantic interests because she's like an independent woman. She has a fling with like Luke Cage, but even then that relationship is kind of like cut short. But I personally love the character, and then I love that one of her traits in the TV show is that, like I said, she's an amazing detective, but I love the way she solves crimes, where she basically looks at the way she figures out crimes is that she'll look at the photos of the crime scene and she visualizes what happens in her head, kind of like a movie. And I always thought that was a cool trait. And personally, I love Misty Knight. She's like an amazing character, and hopefully because Kevin Feige and everybody at Marvel Studios was able to buy the TV rights to the Netflix TV shows, and I know they're bringing back Daredevil. I would really, really, really love for them to bring back Luke Cage and the characters from that TV show, because as far as I know, I don't think they're really doing anything with Jessica Jones, because I know they recently said they don't have any intention of bringing like that character back right now. But I would love for them to bring back Luke Cage, especially since how his series ended. I just always felt like it was like too open-ended, and just the way it ended was like very depressing. But they do have plans to bring back Daredevil as well as Charlie Cox, because we've seen the photos and stuff. So I would love for them to bring back Luke Cage as well. And if they do, please bring back this character, Misty Knight, because she is very important to that universe. And on that note, I'm gonna end this. Like I said, I should be posting these twice a week. I'm not 100% sure who I'm gonna do for the next episode, but feel free to send me a message. You can DM me on my Instagram, as well as on my Facebook page, which is the Awkward Black Nerd Podcast. And I'm probably gonna put a list up of like the upcoming topics in like a day or two, and hopefully my next episode should be up maybe by like Tuesday or so. But on that note, I'm gonna let you guys go. Hopefully you guys are having a good weekend, being safe, staying warm. It started to snow where I'm at, but luckily it's flurries and not like a dumpster of snow like it's been for the past like couple weeks, which is the great thing about living in the northeast upstate New York. You can hear the sarcasm in my voice. But like I said, hopefully you guys are staying safe, making good choices, wearing a mask for fuck's sake, and just, like I said, just be kind to each other. I always tell you guys, kindness is gangster, and it really is, and we could all use a little bit more of kindness in this world. But talk to you guys soon. Bye.